We are being recorded.
Okay.
Okay. Welcome everyone to Occupation Exploration with a feature of Chemi-Con materials, and they are located in Moses Lake, Washington. And today we have Stella Hushkel, and she is going to give us a virtual tour of their operation and tell us a little bit about what they do, what they make, and what opportunities they have there for careers and earning potential. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Stella.
Hi, guys. And I wish you were all here. I love when we do tours. And unfortunately, because we're the only people in the United States that make our foil, I can't take you out on the floor. So I kind of brought what we have in here so you could check it out. And I'll make sure we get close-ups. It may not be great because I am not a selfie queen. So, you know, you're going to have to just deal with me on that. But I am so happy you guys are all here. We are, like she said, Chemi-Con Materials Corporation. What we do is we manufacture a foil. And you can see it's real thin. You can probably hear it crackling. It breaks really easy. And our foil, what we do with it is they go through a series of machines, and I wish I could show that to you. Oh, I love that idea, Debbie. That's so cool. You guys make sure you check out the chats, even though I'm sure you guys know chats. You're probably better at it than I am, but check her out. I'm good with interactive. I'm good with you guys asking questions. So if you have a question, you might like make sure I can see your camera and like wave at me and I'll get you on, okay? I'll answer. So our machines make this foil. What happens is it comes in these like ginormous rolls and it goes through a series of machines so that they can put on some chemicals on it. Those chemicals are what makes our foil have certain kind of amounts of electricity. So like my phone will have our product in it. It's probably going to be a higher end because it's an iPhone. And so, you know, it might be higher. But in a old TV set, you know, one of those ginormous ones, probably going to be not our foil because we only make the really high stuff. The stuff that's for computers. We're in Microsoft computers, we're in Apple, we are in Sanyo. Let's see what else. We're in Honda, Toyota. I mean, we carry 1/4 of the market. That means that most of the stuff you buy will have our product in it. So we make this foil, and here we go. I'm gonna try to move you and see if I can do this well, okay? So now you see me ginormous. Our products go into stuff like this. So what you're seeing right here, that's what our stuff looks like. Is that better? Okay. So it's like this foil is what we make, or like this, okay? Then that gets spun into these papers right here like this. The paper is to make sure that it's got insulation. Our foil that's inside of it is what holds your charge. So your computers, your phones, stuff like that, they all work well. Now, when you're looking at a computer, you're looking at such small pieces. I mean, they're tiny. And that's where our foil is going into, so that you have a keypads that work, so that you have a monitor that works, okay? So the capacitor looks like this, okay? And it could be any size. This is a really small one. You can see I have some bigger ones. Some that are actually opened up, so you can see that the paper's in there. Of course, we've looked at it so much, the foil's kind of disappearing, but can you see it there? There we go. See that little bit of gray that's down here? That's our foil. So that's what's holding the charge. But because of that, there's a lot of stuff we have to do to make sure that the foil is safe, because otherwise you could end up with a mess like this. And this one actually blew up. See that? And yep, you can see our foil in there too. Not cool. Let me put you back where I had you. So here, a lot of our jobs are all about ensuring that things are safe. So we have people who are actually processing the foil, who are making sure that this foil is a uniform color. Of course, this one isn't because it's a sample, but that it's a uniform color, that it has no cracks or tears, because that's really bad for our product. It's going to make sure that it's the same color, it's rolled up just right, and that it's a certain length. If it's too short, then we can't sell it, because our end users have to have a certain length in order to make the capacitor work. So our production operators are the first start. They make sure that it's being treated correctly, that it's got all the oxide levels on it, that the testing is happening. I mean, these guys are doing science. They're measuring chemicals and ensuring that it's the right amount in all of our vats. From there, once it comes off, it goes, parts of it go to our lab. The lab does all the tests. Does it have enough capacitance? In other words, does it have enough electricity? Can it hold enough electricity? They test it to make sure that when I do this, it doesn't break like it did the first time. They're doing testing to make sure that it looks right, that there's nothing on there that's not supposed to be there. Then if it's passing everything in that area, then another department has to make sure that it's looking right. Now, I think that these guys are probably the most amazing people in our entire facility, because they sit there and look at these giant rolls of gray foil for 8 hours a day to make sure that it's all gray and it has no cracks, no pinholes, and no tears. I have trouble sitting still. You've seen me here. My hands have to be moving. I can't imagine sitting in front of a roll of foil, just staring at it. It takes a special personality. I can't do it. They would have fired me a long time ago, and I've been here longer than most of you have been alive. I'm old. No jokes. Okay, so these guys are looking at that foil. They're checking it. They're looking to make sure that it's uniform. It doesn't have any problems with it, no defects. They also have to look, okay, because we're all from this area, from Grant County, correct? Grant, Adams. So you got it, you know, those tiny little gnats, those little like baby flies that are so annoying and everybody slaps at and you just keep going. Something that small will ruin our foil. The electricity will hit it, and all of a sudden that tiny little bug becomes a black mark about that big because it's sparked out. So it has to make sure that the foil is good. One of the other areas we have is called environmental. In our environmental department, they're working with our waste product. And what that means is that city water comes into our facility. They have to clean it. I mean, the city water is not clean enough to go into our process. So they have to clean that water. Then they send it over to our production area so that they can put it in those giant vats so they can process the foil. And when I do this, it's because the foil is going in and out of vats. Okay, if you were here, I would show you and it would make more sense. I wish I could, but it's going in and out of baths or vats. Basically, it's getting a wash down either with chemicals or with water every single time it goes into one of these vats. Every single time that it gets heat treated, it gets rinsed, we have to test this foil to make sure that it's doing well, right? So environmental is sending over this water so that we can process the foil. The foil, we're adding chemicals to it, which of course nobody wants to drink or eat that. So all of that water, when it's done being used, gets sent back to our environmental department so that they can clean that water again. And then they send it back to production as often as possible. If you were to drive by our facility, most people seem to know where Jeannie is. We're next door to Jeannie. We were here before them, but everybody knows Jeannie because of those lifts, right? So if you were to drive by here and see Chemi-Con, you'll always see there's like smoke coming out of our equipment. Well, it's just steam. It's just clean water. We are a very low profile company. In other words, we don't affect the environment much at all. We're very, very careful with what we do. We have areas that are completely sealed off so that if a chemical spills in those areas, it cannot affect the soil. It cannot affect our people. As a matter of fact, our people aren't allowed to be in certain areas just to keep them safe. When they are dealing with some of the chemicals, they have to be fully dressed up. They have to be covered so that nothing can get on them. And they have to go through a lot of classes before they're allowed to do that. Learning doesn't stop just because you get out of school. Trust me, it just never stops. So environmental is cleaning the water as it comes in, as it goes over, and as it comes back. And then we do that process all over again. Our environmental operators, I think the youngest we've had is maybe early 20s, but somebody fresh out of high school would be able to do that. I'm sorry, I had to say no because somebody wanted to come in my office and I don't want them to. So somebody out of high school, as long as they could show that they are mature enough and responsible enough, could work over an environmental. In our production department, where they're actually making the foil or processing our foil, I have had several employees that came fresh out of high school and started working for our company. That's a job that I can get somebody trained on pretty well. I cannot do that job. I know the steps, but I have never been trained for it, so I can't do it. I couldn't do environmental either. We also have our own maintenance team, and they do the mechanics and the electrical stuff. Some of them are even working with these capacitors, not making them. All we do is the foil, but they are putting them into equipment to make things run well. Our maintenance department, they need some sort of training. Electricians have to go to school. You have to go to, Big Ben works great for us. Our mechanics, we can do some training. We have a group of FM maintenance team. FM is our formation machines. That's where we make the foil. Those guys can actually start here fresh out of school, again, if they're careful. And we will train you how to become a mechanic. That is that's probably one of our lowest paying jobs, because you come in through like Best or Express. Those are temp agencies. We start with that training there. And then if you do well, we can roll you over to our payroll if a maintenance position opens up, or production or environmental, or our quality assurance department. The quality assurance department is the first people to see the foil. They're the last people to see the foil, and they're the ones to test the foil in between. They are our assurance, they're our proof that we are giving our customers the best foil we can. They're testing it from the time it walks in. Our logistics department gets the foil in. They put it into this process called ovens. And these ovens make pizza ovens look small, okay? These ovens are huge. They're like a big giant shed. And we have 3 of them on site. And what they are doing is the foil comes in, they get it all, they have all numbered in a certain manner. They take that, they stick it in the oven, and it cooks in the oven for about 4 to 6 hours. But it's at such a hot temperature, the foil cannot come out until it has been in there 12 hours, cooled down, and it's safe enough for an employee to go near it. That process takes quite a while. Setting it up probably takes our logistics operators about 3 hours to get it set up to go in and cook, and then to bring it back out to stage it so that production can then put it on a formation machine. And then their process takes anywhere from, I want to say 4 hours to 6 hours for it to get from one end of a machine to another. Most of you like, well, I don't know if most of you like, I like football. So I assume everybody likes Seahawks. I don't know about the other teams, just Seahawks. Anyway, so you know how big those fields are? Well, we know it's 100 yards one way, but the other direction, that's how long our formation machines are. So if you think about a football field and you think my team is on this side and their team is on the other side, that's how long our machines are. They are long, they are tall, and again, they're processing that foil. So our production operators and our maintenance department are up and downstairs all day long doing testing or working on equipment. They are ensuring again that we're giving the best product we can, because last thing we want is that you guys buy a new Mac or Windows computer and it blows up. It's not like it's going to be a big, but you saw the hole. That this happens to your product. It's the last thing we want. So we ensure that our products are safe so that you can have a big flat screen TV or whatever, because we're in all the electrical appliances. In your house, you have thousands of capacitors in your house every day, running lights, refrigerator, a stove, your clocks, you know, they're everywhere. So our product is probably in your house as well, but we're the unknown guy. We're just hiding back there, trying to keep you healthy, safe, and trying to keep our environment safe. I'm gonna look at the chats and see if there's anything I need to answer here. Okay, got it. Okay, are you guys reading the chats? You're supposed to be like writing where you're from. Kashmir, that's cool. You probably wouldn't have come to our facility. I'm really excited. So let us know in the chats where you're from. Share it with all of us. It's cool to see everybody from everywhere. Well, Luke, are we hiring at the moment? Yesenia, yeah, actually we are. I am looking for a couple of logistics operators. So those are those guys I told you about. I didn't tell you their whole job. So one part of their job is packing or receiving. They get the foil off the truck and bring it in. And then the other guys stick it in the oven and they bake it. And then it comes back, and that's when it goes into logistics, which, yeah, not me, where they're verifying the foil's good. And then it goes to our packing department where they set it up to ship back either to Japan. That is, our parent company is in Japan. So we send to Japan, we send to North Carolina to UCC, and we sent to Malaysia. That is how our shipping works. That's about the only areas we're shipping to. But when we send it to Japan, they send it on to other areas because Japan is actually our parent company. That's why our name is Chemi-Con. It means something in Japanese, I don't know. But it's not chemicals, that's not our name, okay? So yes, we are hiring. We're looking for 2 logistics operators. So they're gonna do packing, they're gonna do the ovens, they're gonna do rewind, looking at that foil. We're also looking for somebody who can join our formation maintenance team. That team that I told you about, that is really entry level, that we can train you to work on our equipment. That is one of the best jobs to get things started. Oh, hi, Justin. I know LaserFab. I've never been there, but I know who you are. It's one of our entry-level positions. It's a great spot to learn. And I find that it's a good one for the 18s and early 20s, because you're with a group of people, they're all about the same age. They're all at different levels of learning how the equipment works. Their schedule is the sweetest of the entire facility. They work Monday through Thursday. They're here at 6 o'clock in the morning, but they're off at 4:30, and they usually have a 3-day weekend every weekend. So kind of cool for them and a great way to learn. We have taken quite a few members of the formation machine team and made them production operators, lab techs, environmental operators. We've had a couple that have gone back to logistics. So they're doing the baking, the rewind, and the visual and the packing, because they get an opportunity to learn our machines from the inside out. So it's a really cool opportunity. We've had a few of them who have gone on further into our maintenance department. And I think, I want to say 1 or 2 that went on to become electricians here. So the opportunities to learn here are extreme. We love being able to help you learn. We help with college tuition. If you want to go take classes and it pertains to what you're working on, we will help you. What do females usually do here? Well, okay, so females also do the production operator. They do the environmental operator. We have lab techs. We have people working in that logistics department. So again, the visual, the packing, and all that. We have women in every department. It's a job that anyone can do. We don't have spots like secretaries, if that's what you're thinking. We don't. I'm the human resources person here, and I do all my own paperwork, including my filing, which is cruel. What kind of classes could I take in high school that would prepare me to get a job at Chemi-Con? Oh, so a good classes. Science is good. Chemistry, math is important. If you're hoping to get into the management, then Word or PowerPoint's good. One of the best things I can tell you, CB Tech. CB Tech rocks. If you can get into a technical school and get some help there, they're amazing. I don't know if you guys have something like CB Tech in the other areas. I love CB Tech. I feel like that's my baby. But at CB Tech, there's an engineering program. That seems to have helped quite a few of our people here. They also have a welding class, which that's good because we need people here who can weld. Gosh, I'm thinking those are all good classes that you can take. If you can get a business class and learn soft skills, that's important. Soft skills is something I train on here because people don't realize how often, like attendance, that can be an issue. If you're always late, that's going to drive us crazy and you're probably not going to work here long. You know, being here on time, trying to work within your team. I'm an HR department of one, so I'm my whole team, but I also make sure that I'm working with every other department to help support them. So those are important skills. What else do we have? Hello, Tom Neal. Okay, I'm caught up on questions. Is there other questions that you guys have? Something you're curious about? If you have an experience in a QA lab, you can apply it directly. I don't have anything in our lab. Some of our areas don't roll over very often because it's a great place. I've been here 22 years. When I said I had been here longer than most of you have been alive, I wasn't kidding. I've been here 22 years. And some of the other people have been here, there's what, 4 people who've been here longer than I have. We don't have a lot of turnover. So when a position comes open, it's rare for the lab. It is rare for anything in administration. So obviously HR has been here 22 years, so that hasn't opened up at all. Accounting, we do have accounting positions, and that's an important job because somebody has to pay our bills and we have to be able to prove that they're doing the right thing. So that's another job that we have. It's not open yet, but it will be. We have an administration manager. She's the one who's responsible for everybody in administration, so accounting. And we have 2 different kinds of accounting here because we're a Japanese-owned company. So somebody has to be able to speak Japanese fluently to share the info, and then the American side to make sure that the government is happy and that we're paying all our bills correctly. We have a purchasing department, and the purchasing department rarely opens. But those guys are responsible for making sure that we have the chemicals we need, for making sure we have any parts that we might need to replace or to get the equipment running. Sometimes they buy tools. They never buy me Nikes. They are very mean. But those are, again, departments that don't open up often. The formation maintenance team, that is one that opens up pretty regularly. I'd say probably, well, we probably have an opening every about 6 months or so. Production, environmental, those open up. Lab does not. Logistics, I usually have an opening or 2 about once a year, once every 2 years. This just happens to be that season right now that we're looking for somebody for logistics and we're looking for somebody for FM maintenance. We will be looking for somebody for the accounting department in November. Okay, any other questions, guys? We're quiet. Is there something you want to know about our product?
So I just need to make sure everybody that is listening in on this, please go to the chat, type your school if you're a student and what grade you're in, or if you're a school staff person, your position. And if you're viewing in from the community, let me know what company you're with. Or if you're just an interested citizen, let me know that too. We do have to have a record of who's attending these events, as we are fulfilling an obligation to North Central Educational School District. So please do that for me. That helps me. It also enables us so we don't have to make you run through a rigorous registration process to attend these. So please let me know where you're from and what grade if you're a student. I need that information. Thank you.
I'm seeing a lot of Walluk in 9th grade. A CTE teacher in Walluk, yay. Windermere Real Estate, very cool. More 9th grade. You have my Warrior Time freshman. That's cool. The question, I did see a question about applying through BEST. Yes, right now I have a couple of positions. I have 2 positions open through BEST. The other company we use a lot is Express Personnel. As a matter of fact, when the accounting position opens up, it'll probably be through them. We have a lot of 9th graders. That's cool, you guys. Start thinking about what you want to do. I know you think you're a freshman, you're brand new to high school, but start thinking about it, because your freshman year can start making paths for you for later on, whether that means college or coming here. Was it last year? Last year we had somebody come through occupation exploration for a tour. He liked what he saw. He came here a second time, and he's been employed with us now for 2 years. Not 2 years. So yeah, 2 years ago that he came here. So these exploration, I never get this right. Occupation exploration, thank you, Tammy. These do make a difference. They do open up a door for you. It's better when you guys can come in and be with us, so that I can kind of get a feel. But yeah, this helps. So talking about earning potential, that's a good question. Earning potential. So somebody coming in on our formation maintenance team will start out at $14 an hour. We're working at changing that, but right now that's where it's at. After they've been here, I want to say 3 months, they're at $14.25. At 6 months, they're at $14.50. No, they're at $14.50. Then they're at 6 months, they're at $15 an hour. Nope, that's wrong. $14.50, and then 15 at 1 year, I think. It's around there. Our people that come on for the other departments, they start at $17 an hour, depending on experience. So if somebody was coming in my level, they're going to get paid significantly more than the $17 an hour. I can tell you guys to make a good living. Yeah. Schedules depend on the department you're working for. So if you're working for production engineering or our maintenance team electricians, you're working 4 days a week, either Monday through Thursday or Tuesday through Friday, 10 hours a day. If you are a mechanic or an electrician, you might be working a weekend every 10 weeks, I think it is, and that's it. If you are working in our lab, you work 5 days a week, 8 hours a day. And we are open 24/7. That means our doors don't shut. So our lab people work Monday through Sunday. It's 2 different teams. One team will work Monday through Friday. The other team will work Friday through Tuesday. So it varies. If you are working in logistics, so the packing, the visual, and the ovens, you are working normally Monday through Friday, 8-hour days. We do have a swing shift that happens, and we do have a weekend coverage that happens. But for the most part, it is a Monday through Friday. They start at 5 o'clock in the morning and are done at 1:30 in the afternoon. We have another group that comes in later than them, but that is the earliest shift. And if you have to work weekends, you're usually on weekends only for about a month, 2 months. If you are working in our production department or our environmental department, you are working 4 days on, 4 days off. So your week rotates by 1 day every week, 4 on, 4 off. They work 12.25 hours. So one department comes in at 6:45 a.m. and leaves at 7 p.m. Their other half, their teammates will come in at 6:45 p.m. and is out of here at 7 a.m. And environmental is very similar. They are 4 months days, 4 months nights. So it can be hard. I couldn't do that either. But these guys love it because on a regular basis, they have 4 days off every week. So it's kind of nice. They get to do all their doctor's appointments and stuff on their off days. They don't have to use their PTO so much, which PTO is hours we give you so that you can take time off. It's personal time off, but still get paid, which is really nice because you get paid and still have time off. But our production operators and environmental operators don't use a whole lot of that. So they get to accrue quite a bit. And when they take a vacation, they're off for almost 2 full weeks, but only using 4 days of PTO. So it's kind of cool for them. Office staff, admin, we work Monday through Friday. Some start at 7 to 3:30, some start at 8 to 4:30, and then we have a couple of little oddballs in between there. But we have weekends off. We're spoiled. I am very spoiled. I have my own office. I like it. Any else? Because I can ask for anything. Don't make me sing, you will cry. So if you're interested in a job, yeah, I would suggest going straight down to Best right now because that's where our openings are at this time. One of the things, you have to be 18. You have to be 18 to work here. But other than that, if you are of an age or you know of somebody who might be great at it, tell them to go down to Best. Tell them that Stella, you saw me on a presentation and you're interested, and they will talk to you. They're super cool about it. And again, the formation machine maintenance team, and 18 is fine. Production operators are fine. Do we have any apprentice positions? We don't normally get into the apprentice positions. I would love to open up that door someday, but it's not happening, especially now during this COVID time. Someday, hopefully, I'm hoping, but at this time, no apprentice position, sorry. Oh, you said you're not a freshman in high school. Sweet, yeah, go down there, talk to them. You might qualify for the logistics position too. Yeah, that'd be great. That'd be great. Anybody else? Are there anything, the stuff I showed you want to look at again or get a better view of? For some of you, I bet, because 9th grade, some of you are just bored and doing this because you have to, huh? I get it. All right.
Okay, well, we'll let you think of a few more questions. Please type them in the chat or the Q&A if you have anything that comes up. I think it's very fascinating that we all have things in our homes that contain their product, and we probably didn't even realize that it was made right here in our back door. So lots of opportunities, lots of different paths that you can do at our manufacturing facilities in our region. We will be doing occupation exploration, another one in 2 weeks, where we'll be featuring SGL carbon fibers on October 28th. Then on November 4th, we will feature laser fab. And on the 18th of November will be Joyson Safety Products. So stay tuned. It is going to be the exact same link as you had today to get on this call. You can shoot me an email at director@moseslake.com, and I can register you for that. So you get a reminder and the link the day before and the day of the next one. Just as a reminder, I know sometimes I forget if it's too far in advance. So let me know. I'm happy to do that. You can also go to moseslake.com and find our occupation exploration tours on our calendar of event, and you can register yourself there as well. So Any more questions? Thanks, Tammy, for throwing in my email there. Okay, any more questions? Are you seeing any directed just to you, Stella?
I do, and there is one out there. If it's a logistics operator, production or environmental, starting wage is usually $17 an hour. But there's room for growth there. After you've been here 6 months, it jumps up to $17.50. And then there's annual raises. But the PTO, for those of you who are interested, a brand new employee will accrue 188 hours every year. So it's lots, more than 3 weeks. It's a good company, and our benefits are excellent, excellent. And Yesenia, you're more than welcome to send me an email or call me.
Okay.
Awesome.
Well, very good. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. Thank you, Stella and Chemi-Con, for featuring your company today. And we look forward to the next one on October 28th. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
See ya.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, Tammy, I will get that compiled, the list of attendees and where they're from. Oh, I guess Tammy jumped off already.